Добро пожаловать.
¿Cómo estás?
Mohaba, salam alaikum.
Bem-vindo. Mai.
Pau Shen.
Taugis nasla de matahum.
مرحبا فيكم في مدرسة St. John's School.
Welcome to St. John's School.
It began in June of 2008, and there was a review in the process where they were looking at the two different communities, and the schools that came together in our new site now as one family are Monsignor William Gleason School and the St. John's School that existed prior to that. And I think what's interesting in our story is that these schools were already always a family, and now we share a home, because the Monsignor Gleason building was put together as a result of a need in this community, and that school opened up, I believe, in the 50s or 60s, and then it was a homecoming for us to come back together on one site.
When we were at Monsignor Gleason, it was very important for us to not lose sight of the fact that we were two schools, but belonging to the same parish. And so it's sort of like we always were one. And so when we use that theme of we are one, that's just coming full circle again. Because there was a time when everybody was here, and then they got a little larger, and then they branched out, and there was a school called Monsignor Gleason. And so what we're going to do is we're going to actually dedicate the library. We're going to name the library the Monsignor Gleason Library to hold on to that piece of history for St. John's and Monsignor Gleason schools.
The quilt that we have at the front of the school has different pictures of the combination of Monsignor Gleason and St. John's put together. And one of my favorite parts of the quilt is that the very last picture that we have is the graduating class, the last graduating class of Monsignor Gleason and St. John's when the two schools were together.
I attended St. John's School during the late 70s and the 80s, and I was delighted to interview and be accepted here as a teacher, because coming home to work in a community that helped to raise you is just a privilege for me.
This school is kind of like what it is to be Canadian, where it's an all-welcoming community where everyone truly feels welcome, and this is their home away from home.
This is probably one of the most beautiful renovations I've ever seen in a school. Because it's so different than any other school, because they kept part of the old St. John's. So you see the facade in the front of the school. It looks like the old St. John's used to look. And the classrooms at the front of the school are the old classrooms. So you see the high baseboards, the beautiful old wood-trimmed windows. So you have that sense of old. And then as you walk through the halls, you start to see the renovated part that's the new. And so there's this definite old and new theme.
I love my classroom. The room is big, it's bright, it's open, it has high ceilings. The kids feel really excited that the space is new and that there are, there's new cupboards and new places to put things. And it's a lovely space to be, and I really enjoy our space.
I think it's really interesting that they kept the old baseboards and the wall and the whole flooring is all from the old St. John's, and they didn't have to change everything.
The first time I walked into school, the first thing I said was wow, because it was so beautiful and big and everything was so new.
Yeah, so when I first came to the school, I was really shocked. I was like...
My favorite part of my classroom is probably how bright and colorful it is.
My favorite part of the school, I would have to say the gym, because that's where we usually play indoor soccer. Soon we'll be starting indoor volleyball. I just love the gym so much.
When I first saw the gym, I thought my eyes were gonna pop out of their sockets, because I'm like, wow.
My favorite part of this school is the gym, because there's lots of new equipment and a bigger space to play.
I think that we've waited a long time for something like this to happen in this area, and so we were so fortunate that they chose St. John's to renovate. And I just feel that these students are so appreciative and so deserving